sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapaki, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Nakupa sifa, unatawala milele. Pokea sifa, unatawala milele. Na kama ni kuruka, nitaruka kuruka. Nimezunguka zunguka man, hey. Nimezunguka zunguka nikakam kuconfess. Hakuna kama weso, liwe liwalo. Anating nyingi malo siri kalmatiyo won. Pingi polo onge ngama kete piny. Indomitable warrior, uko in control baba. Umeshika doria, una walk on makaria. Una break kila chains, una break kila barrier. Wengine wakiyumba, meni kwako nitatulia. Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Sitachoka na kupraise God of the impossible, the invincible God. God who never lose a battle. At the mention of his name, at demons in a tremble. Terrible in war, watesi wangu shawa handle. Na msifu empeneza, kuna kitu weza. God of the impossible, auto enable. Amini enable, wakidai ni kungori. Mina shinda tu matreble. So Missy DJ, banina turntable. Juu nilichorea ngori, nikachagua mokozi. Saisiko kwa mangori, I'm no longer alcoholic. Nina strive kuwa holy, juu Mungu nina serve, ni Mungu wako holy. Malo malo, Yesu malo malo. 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 Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Sibol onge ngama loy, hey. Simba makayuda ere ngama loyo i. Amanyo kwenda duto baba ngama loyo i. Chango nyaka pude baba ngama loyo i. Malo malo, Yesu malo malo. 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 Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, ibada ya sifa, hii ni ibada ya sifa. Inema walami, inema wapagi, inema wadendi Yesu, inema walami. Malo malo, Yesu malo malo. Malo malo, Yesu malo malo. Kingdom dance in the kingdom dance.
H2 production.
Tambira tambira remix. Tambira tambira mina dance for the king. Na this time even bigger msay. Track imesoma imeenda shule. Jehovah God has done it again. Amelipa deni zangu hata bila kubagain. Piga salute, salute to the king. Nikizitoka hadi na mashanku. Zikishika ni kuate kawaya. Na ziki nice, mi nazigwara gwara. Ninazitoka hadi na mashanku. Zikishika ni kuate kawaya. Na ziki nice, mi nazigwara gwara. Dance to the Lord.
Tambira tambira,
Kila siku sifa kwake.
mimina.
Akorone kaka miel.
Tambira tambira,
Yelele yelele.
tambira tambira.
Give a dance to the Lord.
Tambira tambira,
Kila siku sifa kwake.
mimina.
Akorone kaka miel.
Badang nimanizi niko easy. Ndani yake Yesu mimi niko fiti. Ukiona ninaimba ni Mokozi. Amenijaza nitacheza kama Daudi. Sitanyamaza nitaongeza sana sauti. Bwana Yesu ameshinda sana mauti. Rani ya bye bye. Enjeso negi go sarwan. Bye bye.
Agane ya bye bye. Nimechimba dimple smile kache bye bye. Ai, baada ya msamaha nguvu za giza ndo nilisema bye bye. Ushaiona miujiza ukashtuka gai gai. Ushaijiuliza mbona leo leo uko hai. Nimefurahi hii wokovu nimewai, imenibadilisha kweli siwezi lie. Hatu dance tambira ndo tuonekane, tuna dance tambira soul moja ipatikane.
Give a dance to the Lord.
Tambira,
Tena kila siku sifa kwake. Akorone kaka miel.
tambira, tambira,
Yelele.
tambira, tambira,
Give a dance to the Lord.
tambira,
Tena kila siku sifa kwake. Akorone kaka miel.
tambira, tambira,
Yelele.
tambira, tambira.
Ni ankara, nimefikada kwenye trakada, mistari mina wekada, nimeandikada wakedifada, jui trakada ni yake ya kuvimbada. Toka Monday hadi Sunday, kazi ni kudanse, iwe rainy ama Sunday, tunazidi tukudanse, price tumpate na blessings tupate. When the praises go up, blessing come down.
Chini, Mungu wangu inuliwe juu, siwe ndo bingi na mimi ni mututu. Monday to Sunday nitangangana nikuone, Monday to Sunday nitangangana nikuone, Monday to Sunday nitangangana nikuone.
Give a dance to the Lord.
Tambira,
Tena
tambira,
kila siku sifa kwake. Akorone kaka miel.
tambira, tambira,
Yelele.
tambira, tambira,
Give a dance to the Lord.
tambira,
Tena kila siku sifa kwake. Akorone kaka miel.
tambira, tambira,
Yelele.
tambira, tambira.
Hello. Yes. Ni manizi niko easy.
Ganges kama kawa.
Asante sana. Hello. Jambo sana, imekuwa ni kitambo tukibonga bwana. Kweli, eye, akipole sana. Nilikuwa nakamata mashukuli bwana. Okay, hakuna shida sana, bora uko fiti tu katika bwana. Niko fiti sana, mizigo alibeba niko easy sasa. Oh yeah, hiyo ni fiti brother. Kazana na injili utavuka boda, au sio? Kama sawa kama dawa, lengo letu hapa ni kukandamiza chawa. Kukandamiza chawa, kwani niko na chawa? Wewe nawe, jiamini uko sawa. Chama njeiso, ago chami naginye. Chame bichu, nago chami tete.
Eleyo, eleyo, aya, aya, aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, 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 aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, aya, aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, 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 aya.
Halo, jambo tena, nilisikiliza jana wakisema sema. Walisema nini? Walisema kwamba popote alienda alitenda mema. Hiyo ni kweli tena, hata deni zangu walilipa tena. Hebu sema tena, ati analipa na madeni tena. Correct. Lakini sana sana, kulipa ni madeni jambo anasa. Naelewa sasa, gizani niliteseka sana, majirani walinicheka sana, but niko na imani itakuwa better. Brother usijali bana, Yesu gomye atakutesa.
Eleyo, eleyo, aya, aya, aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, 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 aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, aya, aya. Eleyo, eleyo, aya, 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 aya.
Yesu gomye agomalilani yamwa, Yesu gomye agomalilani yamwa. Yesu ni mwema na sitaogopa kusema. Yesu ni mwema na sitaogopa kusema. Our God is good, man. I ain't gonna be scared to say it. Our God is good, man. I ain't gonna be scared to say it. Jesu gomyewe agomalilani yamwa. Jesu gomyewe agomalilani yamwa. Fuata
Eleyo,
Yesu,
aya,
fuata Yesu utakuwa sawa.
Eleyo, eleyo,
Yesu,
aya,
utakuwa sawa. Fuata
eleyo,
Yesu, fuata Yesu utakuwa sawa. Fuata Yesu, fuata Yesu utakuwa sawa. Macha kwa tianane, kwa ito limbo Eldoret, ako wisak, ako baka Kericho, kwa ito Kericho, o vinyanin, rewind, agriplay, mpaka anakwisha na kurudia tena. Asante.
Victors, hey, ha, for Messiah, Messiah, ra. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Nilitry pata pata nikacheki sita pata, so taki tapa tapa jikwake nishapata. Yendi ye the answer, yendo alpha and omega, nani yeni natazama bila yeni nitazama. Yendi ye the light na zingine ni malais, mashida zangu daily baba wendo tegemeo, mawimbi ya kiyumba baba wendo egemeo. Obongo nyakalaga telo oromo kodi, okadwara nwango baba ngama chalo kodi. Mizigo zangu heavy babu lizipiga sogi, so mimi kukusifu na ifanya kama hobby. Kwako nimekwama na kama misitoki. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Ne o war rakalal, ne awuoto katar, ne akia kakachalto. Yesu taya, jawar ne omenyo na laktar, no biro chango tuochega. So offer za kuchocha mimi nimesha decline. Juwendo unatosha baba wendo nina ai. Juwate nipa sifa, wani ite sifu, but time ikifika wanaeza ni deny. But mina kupa sifa, pokea utukufu. Juwendo Adonai, na babu kini ita mimi sita hesitate. Juwendi you the reason sai nina celebrate. Celebrate. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Nigimoro yande chacha na wer kosa miel, Tony mia ansa na wer ka amiel koro. Timbari malo ka ingeni Yesu nyalo, timbari malo ka ingeni Yesu nyalo. Nikimoro yande chacha na wer kosa miel, Tony mia ansa na wer ka amiel koro. Timbari malo ka ingeni Yesu nyalo, timbari malo ka ingeni Yesu nyalo. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Hands up, put your hands up, imbia Messiah kama unampenda. Werne jawar mano war rikilal, awerne jawar mano war rakalal. Yeah. In a one lot, baba in a one lot, in a one lot, baba in a one lot, one lot, in a one lot, one lot, in a one.
Yeah, it's Raymond featuring Manize. Where you at? Fabo, where you at? Yeah, piece of Vitex production. Yeah, Ricky on the beat. Wake up and say hallelujah.
Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. Man easy, he freed me. I was glad when they told me come into the house of the Lord. Lay down your burdens, Jesus could have them. Now I'm serious with heaven, the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, now say hallelujah, let the blessing pour. The kingdom first and the rest will flow. Oh, make a joyful noise, he won the battle. He raised my sorrow, now he reigns up high. Hear the angels cry. Now say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, cause he has it all. Yep, say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God.
Life has been genuine, no magic, so dishonesty always lead to tragic. Pray to God and keep being apologetic. Keep on going to the kingdom of God. Life is the game, expecting to get hushed. I'm Mr. Raymond like a newborn, looking forward for the life of God. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Papa God is the only life and truth. Stick anything you want, pick anything you like. Oh Papa God, I shout for your love. Have mercy on me, I hustle on my knee. Today is today and tomorrow is tomorrow. Today is yours and tomorrow gonna be mine. Life with the Papa God is good. Peer in a lick, peer in ija dear. Mat opa look twang yeah.
Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God.
Misi mwoga wa binadamu, woga wangu ni kujikuta jehanamu. Sitaki kupotea kwa kukosa ufahamu. Nina hamu ya kugetuni powe na Abrahamu. Sezi lenga kupray, judevana ni pray na korada ni kistay day. Satani mada, nilijaza waka claim zeya niko shada. Sijali cause dani natoa ibaada. Nishatwe lips sezi kas. Ninasema Christ si wewa nifang na device strategy za kuavoid my tragedy. Try mwingine cause Christ kwangu ni remedy. Diva ki use Jesus name ku design my comedy. Christ is the answer. Prayers cards is a cult. No press prayers get answers to X plus 3Y brackets ni life. Jesus the answer.
Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God. Say hallelujah for anything you want, anything you need, and anything you need. He's the only power and life. Say hallelujah to the Lord your God.
Yeah, you heard that? Say hallelujah, man. We out of here. Say hallelujah.
Anything you want, anything you need, power and life, Lord your God.
It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Na kama kawaida, you know, of course, Sunday is how we do it. It's the Blazer, courtesy of Operation Linda Kizazi, ama OLK ukipenda. And yes, it's another beautiful Sunday, the last Sunday, in fact, of July. And this is our third show. We are so proud of ourselves. Umbali yenye tumetoka ni mbali, by the way. Siku tatu si hapa karibu. Show tatu tumemanage kuzipiga, and so glad tumefika hapa. And as usual, Alista ndo alichelewa, sio mimi nilichelewa. Mimi I was very punctual. Unfortunately, or fortunately, tumechelewa kidogo, very kidogo, but now we are here and we are ready to start today's beautiful story. And mgeni wetu ashafika. That is one thing that I'm so happy. Ashafika, ashaketi, ako tayari kuwapigia story ama bonge la story. Lakini before we go there, remember that the Blaze is proudly brought to you by Favored Collections. Tuliwaambia last week na tunarudia kuambia, hakuna haja ukae hapa na luku yenye ijaenda shule. Wakati kuna mtu anaweza kushughulikia luku baridi, luku safi, ukwe demu, ukwe chali, ukwe mama, ukwe mzee, kuanzia juu mpaka chini. Yani last week Alista alionyesha suspenders zenye mazee. Alisema by that atavaa botai. Sijaona hiyo botai lakini it is fine. Tunangoja hiyo botai tuone. Labda atatupigia next week. You never know. But meanwhile, Favored Collections wako hapa kwa ajili yako. Wanakuletea luku, ukue dem, ukue boy, dress, trouser, t-shirts, kiatu, botai, suspenders, name it. Bora ni luku, unajua, you trust them. And ninajua Alista ametokea namba hapo kwenye screen. Najua inatembea hapo chini, ukiiona sasa hii utakuwa unaona namba kwenye screen yako. Wapigie tu simu. The good thing about Favored Collections ni anytime unawapigia simu, they'll deliver wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are, definitely watakuwa na deliver for you. Just call on that number on the screen na definitely watakuwa wanakufikia. Na ukumbuke tulisema maji si maji yoyote tu, si ati unakunywa maji yenye inapita tu pale kwa mtaro, maji yenye haina form, maji haijielewi. Tunakupresentia maji na nusu. Hii maji inakata kiu proper. Maji yenyewe Onyi, sijui kama unaweza fanya ile kitu utuonyeshe maji ambayo inaitwa kiumuzi. Kiumuzi ni maji ambayo bila shaka definitely Onyi unaiona? Haya basi, waonyeshe vizuri. Naona wameiona. Kiumuzi ni maji inajielewa. Si maji yenye tu ati unaambiwa sijui iko na minerals gani, sijui iko na hii ni maji certified water. Na inachezea kuanzia hii kadogo ikienda juu na ikisonga juu ikienda ka ukubwa. Kuna ingine hapa ni kama hiyo weight. Mtu wangu maze nilisha workout ya leo maze. Ni weekend, msinitese hivyo ni kama sina form. But anyway, now nimeongea mingi. Nataka niwadete mgeni. Sijui ka drum rolls kanaweza hapo mahali. Lakini Onyi ukitunyima drum rolls ni sawa tu. Unajua producer wangu pale Alista CI, sijui kama kuna drum rolls mahali, but it is fine. Ukitunyima, well and good. Tuta introduce to mgeni. Najua mumeona posters zikitembea. Msichana ni mrembo, msichana aliumbwa kaumbika, msichana na nusu. Yani wanasema aliumbwa saa 7 mchana wakati Mungu ameshiba hivi, ametoka lunch ameshiba. Hasikii njaa, hakukuwa na haraka pia ati siku imeisha. Na mvua haikuwa inakuja ati anaharakisha kuanua mtu hapo nje. But anyway, my guest today is a very good friend of mine. I am so excited to be having her here. And sijui ni mseme jina lake ama atajitetea akiwa upande gani, lakini najua ni mtu mwenye amezoea kukaa hiyo upande yenye nimekaa. But for today tumemweka hiyo upande wa pili wa kiti. So officially acha nikukaribishe, you introduce yourself to us, kwa watu wenye hawakujui na kwa wale wenye wanakujua pia unaweza jintroduce. It is still fine. So welcome.
First of all, it's very funny being at the side.
I know.
On the microphone, because most of the time nimezoea kuwa
on this other side. Yes.
Hata hivyo, my name is Molly Oloo Akinyi.
Wow.
And jina ambalo linajulikana ni Molly Oloo Makochilo.
Bas.
Yes.
And unajua ni vizuri hata mimi wakati nilisahau kumbe. Jina ambalo linajulikana ambalo ni langu, bila shaka mimi ninaitwa Cheche, ama ukipenda unaweza niita Chelsea. Hiyo ingine ya serikali si lazima mjue. But anyway, Molly, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence.
It's a pleasure.
Karibu sana. So, this is The Blaze.
Yes.
Na hapa kwa The Blaze we tell inspiring stories to the young people. Tukitaka inspire somebody outside here ya kwamba make it, pia hao wanaweza make it in this life. Unaona? So maybe utupatie a short background, how did you start life, pale ulizaliwa nyumbani, kukua, shule, vitu kama hizo.
Venye nishasema, my name is Molly Oloo Makochilo, as popularly known. Nimezaliwa Homa Bay County, a village called Magare Village. After that, I started school in a center in Homa Bay County called Rodi Kopany. So that is where I did my primary in a school called Rodi Township.
So when you a group of schools. Unajua nilikuwa nasikia Kiingereza kidogo, I'm like, oh, hii si a DOB, but yeah.
So after Rodi Township, I went to Magari Girls, just a school hapo nyumbani. That is where I did my Form 4. Yes. So after hapo pia Mungu alitujalia na akajalia wazazi pia tukaweza kufika kwa Kijaluo tunaita Mbalariany, which is
sema pole.
Mbalariany ni university. It's
okay,
a very big deal.
So nikitaka kusema mimi nimesomea university, nasema mimi nimeenda Mbalariany.
Adhi Mbalariany.
Adhi Mbalariany. Nimejifunza kitu leo. Unaona wewe ni mtu wa maana. Anyway, ulienda Mbalariany wapi?
Nilienda Kisii University.
Yes.
That is where I went for my degree. I was there for 4 years. And fortunately enough, I'm not sure if your listeners know, but Chelimo was my classmate.
Yes.
And she was also my roommate. We've known each other for quite a while now.
Yeah, it's been how many years? From 2014? No, 2013, 2014 there. Yes, 2013.
So it's around
10 years.
Yeah, 10 to 13 years.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
So she's a very good friend, by the way.
Thank you.
In Kisii University, I studied Bachelor of Arts in Communication and Media. So kumaanisha mimi ni mtangazaji.
Wewe ni mtangazaji.
Yes.
Umesomea utangazaji. Wewe si ati kuna mtu aliona uko na followers wengi ama aliona tu ati unaongea vizuri ama uko na sura nzuri, wakaona huyu mtu tunaweza mpatia kazi.
In as much as niko na sauti nzuri na sura pia nzuri ya kamera,
yes,
I studied for what I do. Yeah. But I majored kwa radio. Yes. So after campus, immediately after I left campus, nilikuja Kisumu for attachment. Unfortunately, after attachment, I got absorbed kwa the place nilikuwa nafanya attachment, and that is Radio Lake Victoria. Hiyo time it was a very big radio station. It still is. And I got to work with watu wengi sana, people I had only heard of kwa radio.
Unaweza taja wawili? Unaweza kuwa tunakaa tuna hapa na wewe kumbe
there
wewe
are big names, especially for people coming from the Luo nation. I got to work with Sela Imba. I got to work with Seth Lombaka.
Naona Onyango anatingiza kichwa kama anawajua hawa watu. It must be such a big deal.
Yes.
And considering that was just an attachment just after school, how was it like to work with such big names and unaanza maisha, we bado kuna ile kauoga hata labda ujui kitu unafanya and all that?
At first I was a bit tensed kufanya kazi na hao because they were big names. Nilikuwa nawasikiza tu kwa radio. They were very popular in Luoland. And at some point I was saying, will I ever get to this point? I never knew I'd ever get to share an office with them. So when that happened, I was excited. But at the same time, nilikuwa na anxiety. It became a bit hard to approach. But they were very great help to me nikiwa attachment. They taught me and they inspired me to do what I'm doing right now.
Wow.
Yes.
So ukamaliza attachment and you were absorbed by the same like Victoria Radio.
Yes. After attachment, I left for around 3 months. And then an opportunity came up and they considered me.
Wow.
I have never been I have never been sijaishtuka hivi. Because you know when you go for attachment tunajuanga unaenda
nimemaliza 3 months
and then unaanza kuhustle. So mimi nilimaliza attachment nikaenda nikahustle for kitu kama 3 months hivi. I was working in some salon as a receptionist and then I'm called, by the way, there is an opportunity here. We'd love it that you come and work for us. So I said, yes, definitely.
Of course, utakuwa so excited. It's such a huge opportunity.
Yes, so I went back to Radio Lake Victoria. I worked for a period of 1.5 years. At first, I started with the news. And then, nikagundua hapa kwa news kidogo, kuna tatizo. Fortunately,
it's weird that you started with news, considering say you do shows and you do them so beautifully.
Thank you.
That mtu akisikia tulianzia news, vitu zingine penye unaanzia hapo penye umewekwa, you should start from there as you grow from there.
Actually, I didn't even start from news. I started from field reporting.
Yes.
that is where you usually start as an attachee or an intern.
Mm.
So after hapo kidogo kidogo, I was asked if I could co-host someone in a program, and I said yes. And then I started co-hosting them. Kidogo kidogo, this person got another opportunity, and the program sasa ikabaki ni
Opportunity
yangu.
ikafunguka.
Yes. I remember I was told hiyo siku asubuhi that, by the way, the guy you've been working with will not be coming to work today. So you are taking the show and you
running
are
it.
standing in his shoes.
As a host now.
Yes, as a host now, not as a co-host.
Yes.
I was shocked.
Uh-huh.
I was very afraid, but gracefully, nili manage, and that is how my career began.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was which year?
That was in 2017.
2017.
Yes.
So ukabaki like Victoria Radio for a year.
Yeah, for 1 year, 3 to 4 months.
Uh-huh.
And then I got another opportunity at a different radio station called Dala FM.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there as a sales and marketing executive.
Wow.
And then I also had a program on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to experience both sides.
Yeah.
Looking for the money and being the one who
And
is supposed to
enjoying the
generate-
career.
Yes.
The passion. Building now the passion over the weekends, but ensuring you make the money at the end of the day.
Yes. So I worked as a sales executive for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I got to get my own program.
Wow.
Hapo to Dala FM.
Uh-huh.
So I was given the afternoon show.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was doing it on my own, and then kidogo kidogo, I was given a co-host, a very young girl that I also got to
train
teach.
now.
Yes.
And now show the ropes and everything.
And when I left, she got there.
The job automatically. The moment you leave the shoes behind the. But how was it being in that position ya kutrain mtu, kuonyesha mtu the ropes, and being now in that position yenye sasa wewe you are the senior and this person now is the junior?
It's quite humbling because I got taught, and it took time for me to learn.
Yes.
So I knew what it felt like to learn.
Uh-huh.
So nilimshika mkono every way possible.
Yes.
She was a quick learner.
Mhm.
She was a very honest girl. She was very open. And that is how she got to learn. And now she's doing a very good job. I
Wow.
am very proud.
I know.
I am very proud.
Because now you look at it and you almost uko na kale ka kitu unaweza ambia watu, we ngoja kidogo, kuja nikuonyeshe this person ni mimi nilimfunza, msimuone amefika hapa, by the way, msimuone. And it feels so good whenever one day you are somewhere and then you see the person that you held their hand, in fact way above where you were at that particular
Nothing
moment.
makes me happier.
Yes.
Yes.
That is so amazing. So how long were you now in Dala Radio?
Dala FM, I worked there for a period of 2 years. Things didn't work out quite well at Dala FM.
Yeah.
So at some point, I left. At first, I got fired, by the way.
So kukua fired ni kitu normal by them. Mtu asishtuke by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were doing a retrenchment, and unfortunately, I was amongst the people who were
retrenched.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was sacked, and then I went home for a period of around 6 months. Then they called me back again. So when they called me back, I worked for another 1 year, and then I got another opportunity. Yes.
Yeah.
So when I got another opportunity, I had to bid them by and niangalie mbele.
And grow now to the greener pastures, of course.
Yes.
So this was COVID time, after COVID, before COVID?
Actually, this was COVID time. When I was called back, it was COVID times. Times were very hard.
Yes.
Getting money for radio stations was a big issue.
Yes.
We were not doing
Salaries,
advertisements.
majority of the people had salaries. Some were not even being paid.
And we'd go for even months without salaries because the situation was that bad. Yes. So it needed someone to be patient, one, and pia utafute njia zingine za kutengeneza pesa.
Yes.
You understand?
That is
Because
very important.
If we had depended on just one source of income, ingekuwa ngumu hiyo time. So during COVID time, by the way, people learned a lot of things. Businesses were invented. And during that time, I also went through a tough time. I got stressed because now I was a new mother. You understand?
Yeah.
My baby was born during COVID. She was born in 2020.
Wow.
Yes. So pesa haikuwa, you're a mother, you have to work. You're not getting enough from your place of work because pesa haiko.
Yeah.
and you're not getting enough support probably, so vitu zikakuwa ngumu kidogo. I got stressed, I lost a lot of weight, people started saying stuff.
I remember I saw you during that time, and I was so worried because you had lost like a massive amount of weight.
Yes.
But how did you manage to just juggle being a mother, a career woman, plus have salaries or no monies at all at that particular time, the COVID period now?
I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
I got a lot of support from my friends, you included. I got
Thank you.
a lot of support from my friends and my family.
Yeah.
My family did a lot. And that is my sister, my father, my mom, my brother. There'd be a phone call away.
Yeah.
It wasn't that easy, but at least walikuwa na spare kidogo ile yenye wanaweza share na mimi.
At
You
that,
understand?
yeah, because
Yes.
times were tough for everyone.
So I
generally.
had to see how to juggle between work, between being a new mom and getting other sources of income. I tried doing sales and marketing again. During that time, it was hard to come by business because no one was advertising.
Exactly.
Yes. And if people were advertising, it would be for very essential services or goods. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was quite hard because even the side hustles, basically, the other sources of income that you were familiar with
Yes.
were just closing down. People didn't have
Yes.
money generally. So it trickled down to everyone. Everyone was affected.
Yes.
But you've mentioned friends and family being there for you. How important is friendship, family ties, maintaining them in your circle now of people to any individual?
I will tell you it's very important. I always say you can't do everything on your own.
Yeah.
At some point you'll need support from someone. And this someone could be a friend or family. If you have a strong bond with your family, you can always share with them anything. And they'll always be there to support when they can.
Yeah.
If you have a strong support system in terms of friends, I have a group of girlfriends who came for me, yani they took care of me ni kama nilikuwa mtoto wao.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So up to date, I'd say I owe it to them. Because if it were not for them, probably ninge sink into a very bad depression. Yes.
Wow.
But because of my friends, they were there. They used to make phone calls. They used to come to my house, take me out sometimes. I know someone who came and picked me and told me, dress up and
We are
dress up
going
your baby.
out.
We are
We are
going.
not staying in this
I
house.
have no idea tunaenda wapi, lakini alisema wewe vaa tunaenda.
Twende. It doesn't matter. By the way, we all need such kind of friends
Yes, we
when
do.
they're
Yes, we
just
do.
there for you crazily at any time
Yes.
to ensure that you're just okay and fine. So this is 2020. COVID may strike. 2021, we are still facing COVID. I think we recovered around 2022. Though
Yes.
watu wakaanza kurecover pole pole and stabilizing now this year. It's getting better. Not yet there, but it's still getting better.
Yes.
So at what point now did you start picking now back your career, at least starting making money back via your career? And
Even before we get to that,
Yes.
when COVID hit, during the time I went back to work, at some point things got very bad that I decided to go back home. I just decided, let me go back home and rest.
Yeah.
You understand? And my family were very welcoming. So I stayed home and I had some peace of mind. Mpaka mwili kaanza kurudi kidogo kidogo. And then I always say that God has a way of doing things.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, I was not even looking for this job, and then I get called, are you available? And I say yes. Can you come to Kisumu tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I say yes. I'm supposed to come to Kisumu tomorrow.
You're at home.
I am at home. I have a baby. I have no idea how I'm going to get to Kisumu, but I have to get to Kisumu.
Yes.
Again, family comes in
And
they find a way ya to make sure nimefika Kisumu for what was
because at
supposed
that
to be.
time you're not even working. You're
I'm
just
not
at home.
working. I
Una
am
any
just at
money. You are just there.
Kukula na kulala.
Na kukula unalishiwa nyumbani.
Na kuomba Mungu, let
something
an opportunity
happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Though during that time I was planning to start up a business, but funds bado sikuwa nimepata za kutosha, so I was
kustart.
still trying to
make
Yes.
do. Yeah.
Yes. So I get called to Kisumu. I come to Kisumu, and I think I am coming for an interview.
Uh-huh.
But God had worked his ways
Wow.
before me.
Wow. That is amazing. Yes.
So I get to Kisumu. I get to the office
Mhm.
that I work for now, and they tell me,
Mm.
we are looking for an employee, a
Mhm.
presenter. And I tell them, okay. And we have looked at a number of names.
Mhm.
Now we have settled on you.
Wow. Wow. And at that particular time ndo umetoka home,
Uh-huh.
una form, ujui hata tunaanzia wapi, you didn't expect this opportunity, wewe unajua you're coming for an interview, unaambiwa ni kazi. It's not an interview. Wow.
I was shocked at first, but
Uh-huh.
it's good to have mentors in any field.
True.
So I had mentors,
Mhm.
and I always told them, if an opportunity comes by, please let me know.
Wow. So someone basically someone who knew you, who knows your
Yes.
work, just
Mentioned my
suggested.
name.
This is why I usually say, have friends when even in your absence, your names will be mentioned in high places. Look at
Yes.
that. That was amazing.
So a mentor and a friend mentioned my name in a room that I had not stepped in.
Wow.
And that is how I was considered.
Mhm.
Na nikaitwa, I came, we talked,
Mhm.
and I was told, wewe anza kazi next week,
Mhm.
your contract will be ready when you come for work.
So this now is Namlolwe,
This
the
is
radio
now-
that you are in currently.
Yes, this is now Namlulu FM,
Uh-huh.
the radio that I work for right now.
Wow.
Mhm.
And when was this? When was the year you were called back to work?
That was last year, June.
Mhm.
Yes, last year, June.
Wow.
That is when I got back to work. I had been off air. One thing, by the way, I need to at least let people know, especially people who are in the media field. Being off air for even 2 months will render you irrelevant. I had been off air
Yeah.
for over 6 months. And then I get called back to work.
Uh-huh.
Hivo tu. It's
And
not
imagine
easy.
this is 6 months you are away. I know, by the way, we are in the same industry. And I'll tell you, by the way, you got out of a job for like a month or two, no one will even know about you. They'll forget everything you've built over the
People
years.
forget about you the moment you are off air. You will not be called.
Yeah.
The moment they realize tu huyu siku hizi hafanyangi kwa hii
Hatusikii
radio ama hii
sauti,
TV.
hatusikii.
Hata
Ni
mtu
hivo.
kupigia simu hakuna. Ni hivyo. They forget about you and they move on that fast.
Wow.
So for you to get called for work after being off air for that long means kuna kitu wameona kwako.
Wow.
Yes, there is something about your work. There's something about your
They saw the
personality.
greatness that you
Yes,
have,
yes.
and really appreciated
And
that.
God's grace appeared pia mahali.
Of course, it's always the hand of God, because Maze, we cannot do it on our own.
We
Like
can't.
on our own, we really can't.
We really can't.
And how was it like? I know at that particular time coming back, you were a bit rusty. You were out. Of course, the moment you're out of practice, you're out of practice. So how was it coming back and making your name back?
First of all, the radio station I was working for previously was a regional radio station.
Ah, yes.
And then all of a sudden, I am called to work in a national radio station.
Wow.
So I am like, where? Manage
The
kweli? Will I
pressure.
be good enough? And people who have worked before you
Yeah.
are very good
Uh-huh.
that you're wondering if you'll match up.
Unajicompare.
Yes.
Yeah.
I nilijiambia for them to call you for this work, wanajua you can do it.
True.
Na Mungu pia hakupatiangi kazi, anajua vizuri
Hauwezi.
So that was my, hiyo ndo ilini console.
Yeah,
Unaelewa? And that
yeah.
is how I started work.
Wow. So now you're coming back to Kisumu.
Yes.
You are starting, basically you're starting life again.
From zero. From zero.
So by literally, you were living at home, surviving at home. How was it trying to now catch up, starting life again, kwanza kulipa rent, kutafuta food, and of course ile month ya kwanza hujalipwa hata salary.
Yes.
You are basically surviving on water kiplani. So how was it getting back on your feet?
I had to leave my baby home with my parents for a period of over 4 months until I stabilized.
Yes.
I had to be hosted by a friend for about 2 weeks.
Again.
Before I could get another house in Kisumu, because
Yeah.
yenye nilikuwa nayo nilikuwa
Of course it
nishaachana nayo. I had to start looking for vitu ndogo ndogo.
Mhm.
Juu nikitoka Kisumu maisha ilikuwa imekuwa ngumu sana, mpaka zingine sasa ilibidi umepeana
Yeah.
ama zingine umeuza ndo at
Mm.
least burden yako ikwe
Less.
kidogo.
Mm.
So niliacha mtoto wangu nyumbani for 4 to 5 months.
Mhm.
Ndio ni stabilize kidogo, so I'd go home every Saturday after work, niende nimuone by Monday asubuhi. Nimerauka nirudi Kisumu. So I'd go home every weekend to go and see my baby because alikuwa mdogo sana.
Yeah.
She was around 1 year 3 months 4 months hapo when I left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Now, you've come to Nairobi. Sikia nataka kusema Nairobi. Why am I going to Nairobi? Onyango, are we going to Nairobi ama ni nini? Sielewi mbona. Why do I want to go to Nairobi? In fact, your story, in fact, just before we proceed,
Yes.
shortly to kukumbusha watu about our very, very amazing sponsors, starting with Favored Collections. Nitaambia list atacheza kama yeye, namba itaekwa hapo so that mtu asiteseke na luku. Tafadhali mtu asiteseke na luku. Namba tutawekea hapo. Just reach out. She's a very amazing lady. Ata kuhook up with whatever you want. Number 2, kitu yenye ni very important before I forget. Onyango, unaweza zoom in kwa hii luku yangu safi? Kwa hii luku yangu safi? Kitu safi, luku safi, pamba safi. Wanasema pamba. Hii ni pamba safi. So this is a polo t-shirt ya OLK ama Operation Linda Kizazi. To procure it, just hit us hapo kwa DM. Hata usibother ati story mingi. Enda tu kwa DM, sema tu nataka hiyo t-shirt ya OLK. We will talk to you and ensure you get yours wherever you are. Ikiwa pamba safi, ikiwa luku safi, just talk to us, hit us up, and definitely tutakuwa tunatalk about that. Na ukumbuke very important, hata ni juu producer wangu ameninyima hapa break, tungeenda break tukunywe maji kidogo, lakini haidhuru, tukimaliza tutakuwa tunakunywa maji ya Kiumuzi, courtesy of Kiumuzi Enterprises. Ni maji ambayo haina minerals, haiwezi kudhuru mwili, ni maji safi, totally approved. And remember we are talking to Molly Oloo, and natuambia story yake. Tuna catch up to hii haikuangi a very serious session ati ile yenye sijui tunataka ati tukue serious. We are just friends chilling, hanging out, tukipiga story na kuinspire definitely mtu hapa nje. So tumefika, umerudi Kisumu.
Yes.
This is last year, 2022.
Yes.
And you are back to starting life. And at what point did you bring in now your baby to Kisumu to join you?
After working, actually I just got back to work. 2 weeks later, my baby is very sick.
Yes.
And I am told, kindly come back home to see your baby because amekuwa mgonjwa. Amepelekwa hosi, but there is no improvement. So I go back home, and nikiwa nyumbani, I get to see mtoto wangu, and her condition is not very good. Remember, this is just 2 weeks into kuingia kazi.
Yes.
So we get to see a specialist, and the specialist tells us that my baby is a warrior, a sickle cell anemia warrior.
Yeah.
And she has to be in the hospital for another 2 weeks, wakimonitor, wakimtibu. I am very worried at this point.
Yeah.
Because I just got back to work. I've not worked for even up to a month. And tayari I am off of work. But I thank God that I have an amazing boss. A very caring father to all of his employees. He called me. After I explained to him things, he called me and told me, Molly, please take care of your child until she gets better. Your job will still be here. So niko nyumbani, niko na mtoto hosi, we are admitted, lakini niko na wasiwasi. I keep calling. My job inaweza
of course
peanwa.
Ndio hiyo opportunity yenye it come from, it was God sent basically, but you have to look after your because the baby will always come first regardless of anything.
I keep calling at work and I'm asking, I'm very sorry that I am out of work, but I really need to be home because mtoto wangu ni mgonjwa. They tell me, take as much time as you want. Make sure your baby gets well. Then you can come back to work. Hautafanya kazi kama your mind is not settled.
Yeah.
So wewe malizana na mtoto kabisa, and then you can.
But I think that is so amazing having such a boss mwenye
Yes.
called so caring, because I'm sure not many places you can get such caring bosses. So how was it now, like at that point in Umambiwa, your baby has sickle cell, and what was your first thought in your mind at that particular time?
First of all, even before they did the electrophoresis test,
Hiyo ni ya kutest sasa
ya kutest
kuconfirm.
sasa kuconfirm, there is a random test just like malaria kuna kuanga na random test, and then there is now
The
the other
specific.
test. So when they did the first test, they tell me there's a possibility your child could have sickle cell. And I tell them, haiwezekani. Haiwezekani, atakuwa ametoa wapi?
Exactly.
There is no one in our family history mwenye akona sickle cell. There is no one in the father's history mwenye akona sickle cell. So to me, nawaambia your test ziko wrong. So they decide to do the main test. When they do the main test, and the doctor comes and tells me, by the way, we have confirmed that your daughter has sickle cell anemia. I could not breathe. I think I got an anxiety attack. Nikashindwa kupumua, and ilibidi hata mimi nikaekwa tena kwa kitanda ingine, because you know there are a lot of myths surrounding sickle cell anemia. People have very less information about
That is
the
true, by
disease.
the way.
So mimi, I had that less information at that time. So when I had sickle cell anemia, that was a death
was the
sentence
end.
for my
Yes,
daughter.
yes.
So I get shocked. I can't accept mtoto wangu akona sickle cell anemia, and kwa akili yangu I'm just thinking I'm going to lose my girl. It takes a bit of time for me to
process the
whole news.
Yes.
I cried for days. I kept asking God, why me? Why my daughter? Why? I kept asking questions. Anytime I saw someone close to me, I'd cry uncontrollably. But with time, so I started doing a lot of research about sickle cell anemia. I started looking for information online. I started talking to doctors. I got to talk to parents who have children with sickle cell.
Yes.
And that was supposed to make things feel better.
But the more you research, of course,
the more I got to find out about sickle cell anemia, the worst it got. You understand?
Yeah.
So for months, I was questioning God. I was worried. I kept on checking. Tushatoka hosi, mtoto is doing fine, but saa zote tunashinda nikishikashika mtoto kama ako sawa. My parents keep telling me, mtoto wako will be okay. But in my head,
you know she's not okay.
But I can tell you, Chelimu, that it takes a lot of time for you to accept that your baby has a condition kama hiyo. Especially if it's something they have to deal with their entire
life.
Yes. So it took me time to finally accept, and it also took me time to accept her venye yuko. And to learn how to manage her and her condition. Yes.
So how, basically, maybe describe your day, like, because now you have this, you are living with your kid. She's a warrior, of course, and she's a fighter. She's fighting this every single day. So how does your day look like? You wake up in the morning, she has to take meds. She has to take meds at what time again? Like, how does it look like?
She has to take meds in the morning, and at night she takes drugs twice in a day. So asubuhi lazima umpatie dawa zake, na jioni pia lazima.
And this is on a daily basis?
Yes, this is on a daily basis. And dawa ziko tofauti, si dawa moja. There are like 4 different drugs, but they keep reducing or increasing depending on the child's condition, because you have to take her for clinic every 3 months, so that they do wafanye full hemogram, wajue blood levels zake ziko wapi, because you know sickle cell anemia basically it eats blood, mtoto. The sickle trait, the normal blood cell is supposed to be round, but the sickle trait iko crescent shape. So when it gets to joints, haipiti vizuri kwa blood vessels, so zinaenda zina accumulate hapo, and then it causes pain. genes.
the body sasa.
So they have to check if blood levels ziko sawa. They have to check white blood cells, red blood cells. So that is done every 3 months.
Wow.
Yes.
And I know it's so hectic and it's so treacherous to just look at your baby and be helpless, and you're in that condition that you can do nothing at that particular point except just give meds and trust God that everything will be fine. So what keeps you, I know it's your baby who keeps you going, but anytime you look at her and you're like, wow, what is the one thing that just gives you that motivation to wake up every day and be there for your kid?
I stopped looking at my daughter as a sickler.
Yeah.
That is number one. Number two, I take her as a normal child. So
utaki kumtreat tu
no, I take her as a normal child.
Yeah.
No. And then apart from hapo, I have had success stories of people with sickle cell who have gone up to 40, 50. Yani wanna live
They've
up
lived
to
their full life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I have a strong support system here. Friends, family, we have a support group. So we get to share and learn more about sickle cell. So when when you have information about Kitu, they say information is power.
It is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have information, you have like a weapon.
Yes.
So the more I got to learn about sickle cell anemia, the more it doesn't tarnish to it. And then another thing, my baby is full of life. You know her.
Really helps. Yeah, I think that really helps. Mazi.
My daughter is full of life.
Yeah.
She plays like there's no tomorrow. She laughs. She's very sharp.
Uko chini, she's more active than you.
Yes.
Like, it shouldn't be this.
So utajiuliza, why am I worrying about mtu mwenye
ako hapa
ako
and
sawa?
enjoy life?
You understand?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things zenye zinafanya maisha inaendelea. You understand?
Yeah.
You have it at the back of your mind that my daughter has sickle cell and I have to manage it a certain way. There are some things she can do and some other things she cannot do. She has to take her drugs at these specific times, and she has to be warm sometimes. She has to do this and that and that and that. But you don't let it cloud everything.
Else.
Yes. So you first see her as your child.
Yeah. Then
a very healthy
later.
child. Alafu hizo zingine zitakuja
baadaye. So you don't just because the more you think about it, I think it's the more the thought. Unajua, anytime you think about something, ina accumulate, inazidi kugrow. So the more it's a negative thought, the more ina grow into more negativity.
So Mimi, my daughter, I see her as a blessing, despite of her condition. You see, I see her as a blessing, and she's a very cheerful child that brings
the happiness
joy
generally
in
to
people.
your house.
So plus we talk a lot about sickle cell anemia. We have a support group in Kisumu. We go for clinics and we talk to doctors. So the more I learn about sickle cell, the more it doesn't bother me that my child has sickle cell.
Yes. I know, especially considering you can wake up every single day and you're like, wow, my child, this is it. I've already been, it's confirmed, it's the end, I know, but having that support system in place and the knowledge. So I want us to talk about something else, but just as a last thing, what is the thing you can tell any mother outside here who is having a kid who is going through the same?
Number one is acceptance. Because if you don't accept, you will not start following the doctor's instructions.
True.
So once you accept, that means you will start taking care of your child venye inafaa.
Yes.
So once usha accept, then unaona mtoto wako kama a normal child. You let them live a normal life. Except for vitu zenye unaambiwa make sure your child takes drugs zake without missing even a day.
Wow.
Apart from that, take them for regular checkups, which is supposed to be after every 3 months. Your baby should eat healthy.
Yes.
A lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits. Hizo will help a lot. And then the most important thing is maji. If your child can drink water, akunywe maji kwa wingi sana. Kama hapendi maji hiyo ya kawaida, you can sweeten maji na machungwa, or even pineapple.
But healthy options.
Yes, healthy options which are probably honey.
Yeah.
Unaweka in small portions and fruits, especially hizi citrus fruits. Yes.
Because they're good with vitamins and all that.
Yes, and they also help with appetite because children with sickle cell, they struggle a lot with appetite.
With the appetite.
Yes. So if you can get them machungwa, apples, if you can get them watermelon na hizo zingine, it will also work to help you with building a good appetite in as much as inasaidia with the nutrition part. Yes.
Wow. That is nice. I think we've really talked a lot, and that was really enlightening.
Yes.
Considering, as you say, information is power.
Yes.
I think majority of us generally tunakuanga na so little information on sickle cell, and as you've said, information. It's everything. It's basically power.
Yes.
So I'll be actually ni check a few people wanasema nini hapa, then we will pick our story and continue from there. Naona kuna jamaa anaitwa Ptor Ilet. Okay, nimeipronounce Kikale. Najua watu hawajaisikia hiyo jina. I was wondering what. I know umekuwa shocked. But that is Kikale. Anasema Operation Okoa Kizazi is on fire, is lit. Thank you so much. Maxwell Ludenyo anasema kama ada ya Mluya, salimieko Molly. Following the show.
Thank you.
Salimieko. Max. And lazima tu ungesema salimieko. Duncan Waswa mchungaji na kuona. Alafu unaona Norin Meja anasema by the way nimesema. Acha hata amepoint na acha nirudie kuisema. Norin Meja anasema Dorcas ati maji inajielewa. Hii maji inajielewa. Mimi nimewaambia, yani hata usijaribu ati sijui brand sijui gani au maji inajielewa ni kiumuzi. Nishasema na nitarudia kuisema. Gathekia BK, thank you so much BK. Anasema ndio nimefika, sijui kama ni mimi but the guest audio haisikiki vizuri. Nimeambiwa imeangaliwa, iko sawa kabisa. Aya. Nancy Jaremba watching from Kovu Joinandi, Ruth Mbwana following. Ninaona Duncan Waso anasema great job. Thank you so much. Torile tutakutafuta nyuma ya tent, wewe utupeleki vizuri. But anyway, just to catch up, tuko na Molly Oloo. Molly Oloo ametuzungumzia kuhusu story yake, kuhusu life ya kuraise a kid with a sickle cell anemia, and she's a warrior, she's a fighter. Na sasa I think tumeongea sana, tunafaa tuende tukunywe maji kidogo ya kiumuzi. Kwa hivyo nataka nirudishe kwa hii ndo ninaenda kukunywa. Acha kwanza niwaonyeshe kabla hatujaenda kukunywa, wanasema kukunywa maji, short water break. Kiumuzi. Onyi umeiangalia hiyo kiumuzi vizuri? Umeiangalia kiumuzi vizuri? Inaanzia haka kadogo, grow up ama ikikua. Tukisonga na juu na weights. Hii ingine sitaki kulift. Nimewambia leo ni Sunday na nilisha workout nimemaliza. But anyway, maji ya kiumuzi, maji inajielewa, pure drinking water, certified and approved drinking water. I think tutateka a short break. Nataka producer wangu ashughulike maneno hapo 1 to 3. When we will be back, we'll be back with more as we speak to Molly Oloo on her life story.
Yeah. Nimanize, niko easy. Ganges kama kawa. Yeah. Yesu ananipenda. Ninasema Yesu ananipenda. Yesu ananipenda. Yesu ananipenda. All right. Yesu ananipenda. Kusema kweli kama si Yesu mimi manizi ngekuwa jambazi. Najua ushaisikia story kama hii ikisemwa kanisani, but look at me on the real now. My brother tell me what you see now. I see a man with an impediment, cause he's fallen short of his glory, man. Kinyogo sarwa jeso nenyune ago unda chalwagi kyuge anogere abaibaitu angenale gagaitu betu siakyuk chebota tagota mwenzangu ashatasi unajua Yesu ananipenda Yesu ananipenda Kushukuru kwa kuwa nami, and through it all I have seen your greatness. Every time I look around me, your peace and love it surrounds me. Baba Kongo ya muni chamano, Kongo ya mungi sarwano, kwenye tabu na njaa usilie sana mama. Ayo with Christ. Hey. Above the other powers. Above the other powers. In the superpowers. Walikuwa wanadai mini safara, na ya kuwa sitamekwa isafara, but Ali die on the cross ndo nipate raha. Ali bleed nikapona kila jeraha, so miku win si itaji makakara. The Prince of Peace ako more than a sorcerer, na by his blood mini more than a conqueror. I am more than a winner, niko more than a champion. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. Yahweh, hakuna kama we. When you're the light, when you're the way. Hey, wachani imbe ni kuimbie we, wachani cheze mimi ni kucheze. Hey, nakuja kwako Baba nitete, tegemeo langu ni wewe peke. Hey, ni kwako tu ndo ninapata change, my allegiance kwako nina pledge, ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a conqueror. Ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a champion. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. I am more. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. Yahweh, hakuna kama we, we ndo the light, we ndio the way. Hey, wachani imbe ni kuimbie we, wachani cheze mimi ni kucheze. Hey, nakuja kwako Baba nitete, tegemeo langu ni wewe peke. Hey, ni kwako tu ndo ninapata change, my allegiance kwako nina pledge. Ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a conqueror. Ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a champion. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more than a conqueror. You are more, you are more, you are more, you are more, you are more than a conqueror. We are more, we are more, we are more, we are more, we are more than a conqueror. I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. Kuwa more than a conqueror. Yahweh, hakuna kama we, we ndo the light, we ndio the way. Hey, wachani imbe ni kuimbie we, wachani cheze mimi ni kucheze. Hey, nakuja kwako Baba nitete, tegemeo langu ni wewe peke. Hey, ni kwako tu ndo ninapata change, my allegiance kwako nina pledge. Ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a conqueror. Ndo ni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a champion. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more than a conqueror. You are more, you are more, you are more, you are more, you are more than a conqueror. We are more, we are more, we are more, we are more, we are more than a conqueror. I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more, I am more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror, amenifanya kuwa more. Kwako nina pledge, Ndoni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a conqueror. Ndoni emerge kuwa more than a conqueror, more than a winner, niwe more than a champion. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. I am more. I am more. I am more. I am more. More than a conqueror. You are more. You are more. You are more. You are more. You are more than a conqueror. We are more. We are more. We are more. We are more than a conqueror. I am more. I am more. I am more. I am more. I am more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. More than a conqueror. Amenifanya kuwa more than a conqueror. Victors, hey, woo. The Lord is on my side. Hey, the Lord is on my side. Woo. Who can be against me? If the Lord is on my side.
Hankize on this.
Every day I win, every day I win. Every day I win, every day I win. With the backup of the Holy Ghost. Every day I win, breaking forth in every side. Every day I win. Every day I win, every day I win. Every day I win, every day I win. With the backup of the Holy Ghost. Every day I win, every day I win. Niko down on my knees, nikiload magazine. Juu nikiwa na the Lord, nina backup was him. Steady, no nobody compares to him. Ye ni Mungu anayeishi na muita Elohim. So wakidhani niko solo, niko surrounded by him. Winning team ninapiga tu mawin, wakingoja mini fail na prevail, wakingoja mini lose. No time nina gain, the battle is already won, the victor is already known. On the cross that night, Jesus Christ won it all. So even with the lights,
Get your groove on and bust out those clean moves, even on your period. With
and the Artist of the Year award, Guardian
TDB, let it Chimana Kwanso want to both life, you know. Ulivo leo, ioni ya leo. Wenda kesho yorada ibadilike. Matatizo ulionayo, hizo shida ulionazo. Wenda kesho yorada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike. Wenda kesho yorada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike.
Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Wanakusema sema sana, weka sana, usichoke kupambana. Yote ukimwamini Bwana, story yako itabadilika. Walinisema hivyo 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 hivyo, ona sasa story yangu imebadilika. Aliyefanya hivyo 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 kwangu mimi, kwako pia hatabadilisha. Hivyo leo, hiyo ni ya leo. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Matatizo ulionayo, hizo shida ulionazo, wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike, yeah. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike, rada ibadilike, yeah. Wenda kesho hiyo rada ibadilike. Rada ibadilike.
A good plug kuwa nao on your side, and producer wangu atacheza kama yeye hapo, najua atakuwa anawekea namba kwenye screen. Pigia tu Favored Collections, a very beautiful lady who definitely will take care of your needs, and wherever you are, luku yako itakuwa delivered from head to toe. Definitely atakuwa anakushughulikia. Now, before we went on break, kumbuka we were talking to Molly Oloo, and she was telling us all about her story, and we are just resuming, and we were talking all about your daughter.
Yes.
And her being a warrior, being a fighter, and let's just wind up on that before we move on to another thing. What is your final say that you have to say about your daughter?
I'd really not say anything about my daughter except for she's an amazing girl. She brings life into my house. She makes me happy. I am proud to be her mom.
Yeah.
She's blessed. That girl learns so fast.
Wow.
That girl is a blessing in a special way. So nashukuru Mungu sana. Just something to add on. Sickle cell anemia is something that we are living with,
yes,
especially in Africa, and more especially in Luo Nyanza, because we are surrounding the lake. But there is a way we can stop sickle cell anemia. We can stop sickle cell anemia by going for genotype test. And this is for people planning to get married. And even apart from getting married, people planning to have kids.
Babies.
Yes. So the only way we can stop sickle cell anemia is going for a genotype test to determine if you two are compatible to get a child that will not have sickle cell anemia. Because I will not lie to you, Shalimo, sickle cell anemia is not a joke.
Yes.
It brings a lot of
Yes.
pain. It changes someone's life. A sickle cell patient or a warrior has to deal with a lot of pain. They have to deal with probably not getting work, not being
Yeah.
able to finish school if they don't get proper medication, and sometimes not even getting to live a normal life. So the best you can do as someone planning to have kids is you should go to the hospital with your partner and do a genotype test. That
So
is the only way.
genotype test can be done in any hospital.
Not really any hospital, but like in Kisumu, you can go to Russia. You can go to Eldoret, MTRH,
MTRH.
yes, and other level 5 hospitals do the genotype test.
Wow.
So it's very important for you to do this test so that we stop sickle cell anemia and the future generation doesn't get to suffer from the pain that comes from sickle cell anemia.
Wow, I think that is really informative, and it's one thing that watu wengi generally hawajui.
Yes.
Because we just see a sickle cell and we believe just ilipatikana.
People
Not
actually
knowing
think
that
it's a curse.
preventable. Yes.
People actually think it's a curse. Some actually think that mtu ananyonywa damu. People need to get to learn about sickle cell anemia, how it happens, how it affects the normal life of mwanadamu.
Yeah.
You know, when you learn, you will get to know that sickle cell si mchezo, but there is a way that someone can lead a normal life with sickle cell. People get to 40 years, and like kitambo yenye watu walikuwa nasema, oh, they don't get to 12.
Yeah.
Sijui mara they don't get to 14. We have warriors who are 60 years, 70 years, so they can lead a normal life.
Wow.
So long as they get the right drugs, that is medication, and they get to go for checkups often.
Wow, wow. I think we've really talked so much on sickle cell, and I think we've learned a lot apart from just talking. Tumelana. Personally, I've learned a thing or two, definitely. I think we can now songa kando kidogo. But still on sickness. A few months ago, you were down. Maze, God is great. By the way, this girl sitting here beside me, acha tu Mungu ashukuriwe. Mimi niko na ushuhuda. Yaani hiyo ushuhuda naweza sema on your behalf.
You are getting me emotional, please.
Naweza sema that ushuhuda on your behalf because I remember coming to see you and you were not even walking.
Yes, I was
and
not able to walk.
You were not even at that time, hata kutembea was an issue. Moving from your bed was just an issue. Being in hospitalized for a month plus. And it's traumatic. And here you are today.
Yes.
But I think you can just tell us shortly about that particular period, you being in hospital and all that.
My mom says one thing. As a human being, at some point lazima ukuwe mgonjwa. So sometimes you will try to live a healthy life, but kuna tu mahali you'll get sick. Sometimes seriously, saa zingine pia inakuwa tu maybe mild diseases. So a few months ago I got sick, something that started very simply. Kuumwa tu na miguu usiku, and I'm wondering, I'm thinking I'm doing a lot of exercise, so probably it's a result
effect of exercise.
But it gets worse, especially during the night. Kidogo kidogo I go to the hospital, it's malaria, napewa dawa, I go back home. I go back again to the hospital, naambiwa tu ni malaria. Kumbe it was something that had been brewing for quite a while. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was working at a station. The compound had swing. Hizi za watoto. So siku ingine, well, I was around 7 to 8 months pregnant. Nikienda kukalia swing, ili slide ikarudi nyuma, and I fell on my bum.
Bodily.
So I didn't feel anything at that point. But after kuzaa, I used to feel a bit of pain nikikaa chini for long. My back was an issue, but I didn't take it that seriously. Tunaambiwa ukishazaa ni kama ulemavu.
Mgongo inaanza. Unasikianga tu mgongo, kiuno, ikifuatana.
So maybe I thought it was that until that happened. I got sick. I got very sick. I went to the hospital. I did a number of tests. Zote zilikuwa I even did cancer tests. Ilikuwa inakuja negative, but the pains were not going away. I was in pain the whole night, the whole day. I'd cry like a baby. I remember there's a time we came to the hospital and I was in so much pain. So we later came to find out after visiting a number of hospitals and seeing different specialists. a doctor came to find out that I had a problem with my spinal cord. So we did a scan, and they realized that when I fell, you remember when I fell,
Back then.
yes, my spinal cord had gone and compressed.
So it wasn't like the normal way it should be. Ilishikana hizo plates, hizo discs.
A normal spinal cord looks this way, in a curve. Mine was straight. So that means that hapa kwa kiuno karibu na bam inafinyilia nerves zingine zenye sasa zilikuwa zina cause pain kwa mwili yote. So because as a result of that, I started losing control of my upper body. Kidogo kidogo nilikuwa nakani kama stroke imenipiga. And then we graduated from that to losing side moja. Then that went away pia. After here, all this time I'm under medical attention. I am admitted at a hospital in Kisumu. I am being seen by different specialists. But bado hatupati solution. Yes. So kidogo kidogo I can't control upper body, so I keep moving ni kama I don't know how to explain it. And then the next time half of my body like
ni kama
dies.
stroke.
Then we graduate from that to not being able to move completely with my legs. So I can't stand, I can't walk. Like you sleep in the night, ulienda kwa kitanda ukilala with difficulty though, and then unaamka sasa kupiga steps kama mbili becomes a problem. So I was in hospital for a while. I got to see doctors who helped a lot. And finally nilipona. And I was able to get out of hospital. During this time I was in the hospital for 1.5 months, and recovery pia ikachukua around another 3 weeks. My boss was very understanding. My family was very supportive. My friends came each and every day to check up on me. So I stayed away from my baby, but nilishukuru sana ile support nilikuwa napata until I got better. So I thank God. I say it's a testimony. I remember you pushed me in a wheelchair. Tukienda kufanya X-ray. And sisi wote we couldn't believe that I was not walking. So we said let's take a picture so that we remember siku moja nikianza kutembea tena.
Tutasema hii story.
So we had hope that siku moja I'd be able to walk again. Look at us now.
No matter, I'm saying like that is a testimony because I saw you at that moment. And I couldn't believe because I've known you ukitembea. I've seen you walk. Like I didn't imagine mtu totally healthy. Like mwenye ujekuwa na hata any complication from nowhere. You're just down, yenye hauamki totally, hauwezi, you can't control anything.
It's traumatic.
But here you are today, imagine, fully healed.
And allow me to say, I don't say this enough, Chidimo, but I appreciate you a lot.
It's okay.
Asante sana.
It's okay. It's okay. No, for me, I think my biggest strength, I usually say, is having friends. Friends are your support system. These are people who will be there. Yes, family ni mandatory. Wapende wasipende, they are attached to you. But for friends, these are special people who've just come into your life and they're there for you, they're standing with you. It's amazing by the way to have friends who really you can count on at any particular time. And I'm glad to see you are walking again. I'm glad to see you are well. You're smiling, you're so happy. And you are back to work.
Yes, I'm back to work.
Yes.
Stronger than ever.
So yes, by the way, hata ujaambia watu you are doing with show at what particular time. Tunajua tu uko na Mlolwe Radio.
So niko na Mlolwe Radio or na Mlolwe FM as we call it. I work from 1:30 p.m. to 4 in the evening.
Unapeleka watu nyumbani?
Yes.
Not
really kupeleka. That is after lunch.
Nimekuharakisha. Sijui mbona nataka upeleke watu nyumbani. But it is okay. Hapo afternoon.
Yes, afternoon. So mainly music and entertainment, but we get to learn pia. Yes. So I love the program. Because one, I get to work for I work for 2.5 hours. Though I have to be in the office 1.5 hours earlier so that I prepare for my program. And after that, sasa unafanya vitu zako. So will tell you for a fact that I've never worked in an environment that allows you to grow
Mhm.
and gives you room to improve yourself, like where I'm working right now,
Yes.
Namlulu FM. I
Yes.
have a very supportive boss. I have a very supportive co-host. My colleagues have been very supportive. I was new to the station. I was on and off, but bado walinishikilia tu.
Walikuwa
So
there
I
for you.
appreciate that place. I always say hakuna mali nimeifanya kazi that gives me peace
Yes.
as much as I get right
Where
now.
you are right
Yes,
now.
yes.
And I really can't resonate to that because I've worked in a toxic place.
Yes.
I know what it means to have the most unsupportive bosses,
Yes.
the most unsupportive colleagues
Mhm.
of all time. But I'm grateful that you brought that up.
Mhm.
And I think it's really good when
Mhm.
bosses appreciate
Yes.
the people who work under them,
Mhm.
because basically una make mtu ashine.
Mhm.
Unajua you doing your work well, it
Mhm.
means your boss is shining. And I really wish more bosses would see that and appreciate how much it takes to have you as an individual shine so that they can shine.
There's also one thing that people say, you really don't get to appreciate a good environment or someone or a workplace until you get to work mahali
Well,
kuna
ni toxic.
peace.
Oh,
Unaelewa?
you appreciate peace until you get that
Yes,
peace.
until you get that peace. Because unajua mimi, previously I've worked in other stations.
Yeah.
And even apart from radio stations, I've worked in places zingine. And mimi, I thought it was the norm. Unaona? Pressure.
Kuteseka.
Kuteseka. And then you get to mahali, you are at peace. You are being appreciated for the work that you do. Your salary comes in time. You know how important that is.
Yo, by the way, ikichelewa na siku mbili, maze.
Your salary comes in time. Your boss appreciates kazi yako.
Yeah.
They give you time to do your personal stuff. You understand? So when I really got to work for Namlulu FM, ndo nilielewa, kumbe this is how it's supposed to be. You understand? Like the previous places nilikuwa nafanya kazi, someone wants to put you in the office for 8 hours. Now you only work for 3 hours.
Exactly.
So long as
na
they see you happy.
amekulipa peanuts na hiyo 3 hours.
Anakulipa peanuts
Yes.
that sometimes you don't even get for months.
Yes.
But they expect you to be at the office from 8 to 5.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
But you only get to work
for the 3 hours.
For 3 hours.
Imagine.
So you can imagine how stressful it is. Instead
You
of
cannot do
kukuacha,
anything
utoke
else.
uende ufanye vitu zingine. Juu kwanza hakulipi. Unaona? Anataka kuone hapo lakini at the end
Lakini
of the month,
hajakulipa.
he's not compensating for your time.
That is so sad, by the way. It's so sad. By the way, ndo unafika place kama where you are and you get the peace and you really appreciate it. And you've talked about finances. Acha tu tuiguzie kiasi.
Yes.
Because naona time imeenda and we are almost wrapping up. But it's tough. This economy generally is tough for everyone. How hard has it been? Of course, it's been hard for everyone. But how do you survive? Do you have an extra income? Do you do side hustles? Like, how do you survive?
Yes, I do. I survive. And allow me to explain. One, if you are in the media industry, I'll tell you for a fact that media does not pay that much. Okay, for some other people it does pay. But before you get to the point where it pays vizuri, you have to answer. And then the most important thing is you have to build a brand.
Yes.
You understand? Once you have a brand, you don't look for a job. Jobs will start looking for you. So, kwa hile stage yenye media is not paying that much, you need to build a brand and let your brand bring in money for you. And by that I mean, if you have a name, like Mimi, I have a name. I can use my name to do other things, to do business, to get into big offices and probably get sales for my office in terms of advertisement, and you'll get your commission. And apart from here, side hustles will come in handy. So just identify kitu yenye unaweza fanya, either a product that you can sell or a service that you can offer, because biashara si ya kila mtu, Chelimo. Biashara sio ya kila mtu. Some people have mkono ya biashara, wengine hawana. So if you realize hauna mkono ya biashara, probably umejaribu and it's not working. Find out something that you do so well that could start earning you money. It could be a service. Like for example, being an MC, a corporate MC. If you have a name, it will itakuja tu. And your money will come in. So apart from being an MC, learn new skills. Isikuwe tu juu mimi niko kwa radio, I can't do photography or I can't do digital marketing na hizo vitu zingine. So mimi nimejifungua in that I learn each and every day. I have a side hustle, by the way. I got into mtumba. Mtumba has money.
Yes, it has. It's a good one.
So I sell bags, I sell dresses, and hiyo imekuwa ikisaidia sana. Imekuwa ikiboost
at least.
Yeah.
Because
my
of course
income.
you cannot rely on one income na this economy.
Yeah.
And I think you've said media does not really have money. Kuna huyu kijana ako hapa nje. Ajechoose a career, maybe ametoka kumaliza high school the other day, ajaamua. Would you advise someone to go into media?
Yes. Definitely. Because world yenye tuna move into is a world where almost each and every person is going to rely on media.
Yeah.
And media is diversifying. Nimesikia watu wakisema ati media is dying. Sana sana mainstream media or broadcast media inakufa. But let's take for example, how many people said gazeti ilikuwa inakufa? How many people still read gazeti mpaka wa leo?
Bado wanasoma.
Yeah, people read.
Gazeti bado inaproduciwa.
So people are saying that social media ina overtake
the
mainstream media.
Yes.
But that's not true. The only thing you have to learn is you adjust with the changing times. So if you are in broadcast, like what we are doing right now, this is a new form of media. You understand?
True.
So apart from radio, you can do radio and do podcast.
Yes.
You can do radio and go live on Facebook. You can do radio and do vitu zingine mingi sana. So media is not dying, it's diversifying. Inaongezeka. As in branches zake zina enea. Yes.
So
ukifocus place moja, utaumia.
Yes.
But if you learn hizo branches zingine, zenye unaona unaweza fit in, you will be at a better place ku
survive.
Exactly.
And to make it outside.
Make yourself undisposable in media.
True.
Usikuwe tu wewe ni radio pekee, mimi ni presenter. Do feature stories. Do skits. Do as in fanya vitu mingi mingi. So that hata ikifika mahali wanataka kutoa mtu.
Yeah.
Chelimo anafanya kitu moja. Na Molly anafanya vitu kama 7.
Utabaki na 7.
Utabaki na 7 na huyu Chelimo atolewe because she's only known for one thing.
True.
So mimi I'm still learning other forms of media. I'm still learning to do other things that would bring value into my life and into my listeners' life.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hoping that in years to come, sitakuwa tu kwa radio peke, but nitakuwa kwa vitu zingine that are media related.
True. I think umeleta a very important. By the way, it's true. So many people, kuna hiyo notion squeezy that watu wasifanye media, mtu wasifanye journalism. But hata sahi, whatever we are doing now, this is a form of media.
Yes, it is.
Unaona? And it's because it's what we did. Onye ako pale kwa photography, that is still part of media. We have production. We have the whole engineering ya media. Like it's not just sitting in front of the. Unajua, growing up, wazazi wetu walikuwa wanasikianga mtu akisema journalism. Mtu anasikia tu mtangazaji.
Ya radio ama TV.
News anchor. And you see, I remember my dad's dream has always been to see me on TV. Like, that is his dream. It's not mine.
You are already in TV. You should tell him that you are already on TV.
It's only that you can. Nile nye ukienda nyumbani unamwonyesha unamwambia sawa na ndio huyu mimi. So umeniona bas. But for him, I think he wants akuone kwa big screen. Akuone. I think growing up, for our parents, those are the expectations, the mainstream. But as you've said, like mtu strategize, position fiti. There's so many opportunities outside here. The other time I was telling people that I do majorly online stuff, and it's there. Ni kujiposition, ni kutafuta hizi opportunities, kujituma. Venye umesema kitu kama marketing. I think marketing is among the one thing yenye as long as unaweza jituma, you'll make it.
Get money.
Yes.
Marketing
bora ujitume.
For radio stations and for media stations has money.
Wow.
You will surpass pesa yenye unalipwa
salary.
Basis. You will be paid in 6 figures. Unaona? So long as you position yourself vizuri, you know your market and you know your target market pia. Unaona? Identify clients, convince them, know how to write proposals. Unaona? It works. And by the way, Mimi, I have worked for radio. I have tried writing for gazeti. I think I've been published once. I have done TV. I did TV.
Yeah, I remember
did
by then
TV
you were
for
doing TV some time back.
a few, around 8 months.
Yes.
But I'm in love with radio.
Yes.
I am in
No,
love
there's
with
just
radio.
something about radio. I don't know what it is. I was in radio for a very short while, but there's always something inakuitanga tu hivi nakwambia kuja. Radio has that kaliwa within it, inakuita tu on its own.
Yes.
So our time is much gone. Maybe you're parting short, because this is all about inspiring the young generation. We are telling stories that make someone outside here maybe lose hope, feel that yes, this personally make it, I can also make it. So what is your final parting shot?
Start from somewhere. Start from somewhere. Ikuwe ni biashara, ikuwe ni career, start from somewhere.
Yes.
Especially in careers, people expect that ukimaliza shule, you're supposed to be getting a job immediately, my friend. It won't be that easy. So the best you can do is do internships.
Yes.
Volunteer. Unaona? As in, usingoje tu wewe unangoja kazi. Volunteer as much as you can. Do internships.
Yeah.
And opportunities will just come out of
on its own.
Easy vitu utakuwa unafanya. Unaona? The more experience you have, the easier it is for you to get a job, especially in the media
That is true.
industry. So learn also from wenye wako mbele yako. Always be willing to learn. Each and every day should be a learning experience. Another thing that I'd like to say is take it easy with yourself.
Usijipige.
Don't start comparing yourself
to somebody ali make it.
It takes time.
Yes.
You have to start from mahali.
Yes.
Pole pole till you grow. If you start, they say that comparison is the thief of joy in someone's heart. So if you start comparing yourself to watu wengine, you will always be sad. And envy pia ni nzuri na pia ni mbaya. Unaona? If you're envying something and you're working towards it, hiyo haina shida. But if you're envying something and you start having jealousy, unaona? Unataka kuharibia mtu juu sasa labda yeye ako nayo na wewe bado hauna.
Yes.
That will not take you anywhere. So take your time, take it easy with yourself and start from somewhere. Yeah.
Tuma salamu. Salimia watu nyumbani. Alafu wakati unatuma salamu pia share your social media handles and then we'll be calling it Arab.
Mwanzo kabisa
hiyo ni kamera yako. Hiyo ni kamera ya nyumbani.
Mwanzo kabisa, I'd like to appreciate my fans pale Namlulu FM. I'd like to appreciate my parents, my friends. June Ethel Simbi, Bilha.
Wasalimia utakujiwa usipotuma salamu.
Bilha and June will kill me kama sitawa mention kwa hii video. My bosses at Namlulu FM, I am very grateful. It's a pleasure to work for the radio stations. Na wengine wote wenye wananijua leo, please follow me on social media. You'll find me at Molly Oloo. That is on Facebook. On Instagram, it's at Molly Oloo. You can also find me on TikTok, the newest baby. Oh, actually, TikTok is not even the newest baby. We have a new baby. Yes, Threads.
Threads iko na controversy. Lakini TikTok for now, bado tunashainia.
So kila mahali ukitafuta Molly Oloo, you will find me. So please follow me. Also share na wenzako pia. Na pia listen to my programs.
Yes. Very, very important.
Listen to my programs, please. I have a very beautiful voice. Alafu Mungu pia amenipea wisdom kidogo tu ya kutosha. So we will get to learn, to laugh and to enjoy. So tafadhali nisikize Namlulu FM. You'll find us 97.3 FM if you're in Nyanza. If you are in Nairobi, it's 101.5 FM. If you are in Mombasa, you'll find us at 94.7 FM. If you're in Nakuru, utatupata at 87.7 FM.
Kidogo nidhani ni kama tunapiga program.
Utajuaje?
Namlulu FM. Ni kama tupe link. Ka link chapa tu show for only 1 minute. Chapa show. Ndo tumalize sasa ya ukweli.
Okay. Misa waje winjo na ageno ni irio maber ma en chenro mar yamo loko kokalo nyaka londo mana Mlulu. Iluonga ni Molly Oloo Makochila rwakni machiegni mar bedo koda nyaka giko. Wapuonjre wabed koda moro makende kaluwore gi thumbe gweni mibiro yudo gi puonj mabende ikelo nigi nyaka londo number 1. Luo Nyanza.
Yani kufikia hapo chenye amesema whatever amesema nimeona onye ametingiza kichwa kumaanisha amepeana tick of approval. But otherwise, thank you so much Molly Oloo for making time to come and chat with us. It was good having you.
It was a pleasure as well.
Yeah, and it's been many years of friendship, and
Yes.
I'm so happy to have known you as a friend and to have you in my support system here. And I'm really grateful. I have such good friends. Nilisema the last time and I'm still repeating. I have friends wa nguvu. Ninawambianga Onyango pamoja na Lista, tafuteni marafiki wanajielewa. Kama marafiki zangu nimewapea examples ndio pia nyinyi mnaona the type of friends. But anyway, thank you so much everyone. Yes.
You do a very good job. I had to say it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
That
you
is
so
my
much.
parting shot.
Thank you. So, thank you so much for everyone mwenye amekuwa akitufollow live pale kwenye Facebook page ya Lista CI. Kuanzia I think next Sunday tutakuwa pia pale YouTube Operation Linda Kizazi. We were supposed to be live pia on YouTube, but kama we miss today's session, just go to Facebook Lista CI's page or YouTube. Tutakuwa tuna upload that video before the end of the day. Mimi naitwa Chelimo Dorcas. I have been your host today, and that is where you follow me on all my social media pages, kwanzia Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Just search for Chelimo Dorcas. Utapata sura inafanana hii yangu. Sura yangu ni hii. Uwezi pata different. Ni hii in person, ni hii pale kwa kamera, ni hii pale kwa video. But anyway, as I finish up kabisa, hii ni ya mwisho. Nilishawaambia na hii ni very last time ninasema. As I wrap up, Kiumuzi, maji ambaye inajielewa, courtesy of Kiumuzi Enterprise. Just link up with us pale kwenye DM, tutakuguide on how to get your water. Kumbuka tunaanzia hii ni 300 milliliters. Kabla mwalimu wangu wa English anisikia kwamba ninasema vitu zangu. Alafu hii hata ukichukua hii na una work out, ukishindwa kuenda gym, unaweza chukua hii maji ukiinua hivi kila saa. Kama sahi nishaunda misuli 2-3. Onyango, si umeona hiyo maji? Hii ni lita 5 ama 5 liters. This is 5 liters. Kuna various liters. So, jinyakulie tu yenye unaona iko sawa with you. And without forgetting, very very important, usisahau lazima tupige luku. Favored collections are there for you. Remember, whether you are a male or female, irregardless, kuanzia juu mpaka chini. Tulionyesha suspenders last week yenye iliweza. Bado tunadai ya Lista botai, aje tuvalia botai. Tunangojea botai ya Favored Collections. Madam CEO amesikia and najua atakuwa anafanya. Just holler, her number iko hapo kwa screen. Anytime you call her, atakuwa anakudelivia wherever you are. Mwisho kabisa, the blaze is brought to you courtesy of OLK, ama ukipenda Operation Linda Kizazi. Nimevalia pamba safi ya OLK. Ukitaka yako, just hit us pale kwenye DM. Tutakuwa tunakulink up on how to get your very clean, beautiful pamba safi ya OLK polo t-shirt ambaye imeweza. But for now, I think tumesema ya kutosha. Today I hope tumeinspire someone. I hope that story kuna mtu hapa nje amelearn a thing or two. Mimi nimelearn vitu 3-4. Hizo zimetosha, zinanitosha until next time. Anyway, mimi ninaitwa Chelimo Dorcas, but ukipenda unaweza niita Cheche ama Chelsea, and it was a beautiful Sunday. See you again next week, same time. Bye bye.
Thank you, my God, thank you today. And I thank you tomorrow. For your love, I thank you, my God. Oh, man, I thank you today. Thank you, my God, thank you today. And I thank you tomorrow. You never disappoint, oh, my God. Oh, man, I thank you today. Every time I wake up in the morning, another day, another blessing. When I lose my job, I never worry, because I know your plans are better. When the landlord come and knock on my door, and I know today I got no money, for my kids. I know tomorrow will be better. I thank you, God. Oh. Thank you, my God. Thank you today. And I thank you tomorrow. Oh, for your love, I thank you, my God. Oh, man, I thank you today. Thank you, my God. Thank you today. And I thank you tomorrow. You never disappoint, oh, my God. Oh, man, I thank you today. When I pass exam, I give you glory. When I fail, I give you glory. Cause I know you give me bread and butter. You take me places, you never tire. God, your blessings follow me every day. Another contract, another payday. Even if I can't afford